I just wanted to kind of see like if you were in good spirits.
You know, this is like a boxing.
Lil Durk has never shied away from talking about the struggles of jail life. And now fresh footage has surfaced showing him and a close friend in tough conditions, leaving fans worried. Word on the streets is that Durk's enemies are closing in on him behind bars. The viral clip paints a grim picture. Durk is locked up inside MDC Los Angeles, a facility notorious for its violent reputation, from suicides and gang-related attacks to corrupt guards smuggling contraband. Judges have even gone as far as calling the place barbaric for Durk. That means every single day is a fight for survival, not only against his ops, but against the environment itself. With the long list of enemies he's made over the years, life inside those walls is anything but safe. One of the most shared pieces of content floating online is a phone call between Durk and DJ X, where Durk opens up about his mindset and gives fans a rare glimpse into how he's handling these life-changing challenges.
I've been good, man. Mentally, spiritually. I've been on top of my...
That statement, delivered with Durk's trademark.com under pressure, highlights the mindset that's carried him through every storm in his career. Still, behind that hardened exterior is a man facing the heavy reality of possibly spending the rest of his life behind bars away from his kids, his queen India Royale, and the music empire he's worked tirelessly to build for over a decade. As the conversation unfolds, Durk opens up further, showing gratitude for the prayers and love coming his way, while keeping it all the way real about just how brutal federal detention can be.
So this is like a boxing here. You know, we don't get no news, no talk, no nothing. If you don't call or somebody send it to you on the computer, it's a wrap.
These words capture the cold reality of federal time, where even the smallest message from the outside feels more valuable than gold. What truly stands out, though, is Durk's growth as he speaks on a spiritual journey behind bars. The rapper, increasingly open about his Muslim faith, shares how he's been learning Arabic from fellow inmates while staying disciplined with prayer and dedicated to deepening his religious studies.
I ain't really on too much of nothing, bro. I don't even be thinking about the outside.
I see your father, like, you know, he was speaking about you, and you know, it brought me back to the conversation we had.
Durk's spiritual awakening behind the wall mirrors what fans have seen in his recent career. Movasin artist trying to balance street credibility with messages of peace and uplifting the community, even while incarcerated. Reports say Durk has leaned on his Neighborhood Heroes Foundation to spread positivity, though some partnerships were cut short after his charges hit. But Durk isn't facing this federal nightmare alone. Viral footage and leaked communications highlight that several members of his Only the Family OTF collective are locked up right alongside him, signaling what many are calling the dismantling of one of Chicago's most influential hip-hop movements. Durk was taken down with 5 Cody, all OTF affiliates, wrapped up in the same conspiracy. Among them, Kayvon London Grant, better known as Kuz or Vonnie, stands out. At 28, originally from Chicago but based in Atlanta, Grant is described as a high-ranking F affiliate and one of Durk's day one partners. Federal paperwork accuses him of organizing logistics for an alleged murder-for-hire plot, supplying ski masks, renting cars, and providing firearms, including one converted to fully automatic. Most damaging prosecutors claim Grant used Durk's credit card to secure a hotel room and even boarded a private jet with him to LA the day before the shooting. He's now in federal custody in Illinois, awaiting transfer to Los Angeles. Another alleged key figure is DeAndre Dontrell Wilson, aka DD, age 33, from Chicago. Wilson is pegged as handling finances and travel arrangements, reportedly booking one-way flights from Chicago to San Diego with connected funds, then coordinating the crew's drive into LA. Prosecutors point out that one-way tickets as evidence the alleged squad either expected not to return or planned to vanish after the hit. Wilson is also locked up in Illinois. Other OTF affiliates Boogie Brown A's and Flack Hair facing time on related charges. The sting operation went down hard. Federal agents scooped up Durk's affiliates in Chicago on October 24, 2024, just days before snatching Durk himself in Florida as he allegedly attempted to flee the country. The coordinated bust paints a picture of federal authorities moving in on the entire network at once. But the sweep hasn't stopped there. In August 2025, multiple other F affiliates were arrested on unrelated cases as scrutiny around OTF continues to intensify. One of the most disturbing cases involves Futna, arrested in Chicago on August 2, 2025, and charged with burglary, murder, and disposing of a body in a church. Prosecutors allege she was tied to the killing of Oscar Oz Cruz, whose body was discovered after being shot 17 times and dumped. While separate from Durk's case, the timing adds more fuel to speculation that federal eyes are locked on the entire crew. The federal plot only adds to the mounting wave of legal trouble for Durk's circle. Boone Mo, an F artist and Durk collaborator, was busted in August 2025 for possession of cocaine with intent to distribute. He's been behind bars since the arrest and faces serious time if convicted. Around the same time, DJ Bands, Durk's longtime DJ and producer, got picked up for marijuana possession and a probation violation after drugs were discovered during a routine check, breaking the terms of his earlier case. Meanwhile, prosecutors turned up the heat on Durk himself. In May 2025, They revealed evidence that he had violated jail rules by using at least 13 other inmates' phone accounts to place calls, including unauthorized three-way conversations. A federal judge described this as blatant disrespect for the system, undercutting his defense team's argument for Release 7 with a proposed $4.5 million bail package that included strict house arrest and private security. The prosecution's message was simple but devastating. If Durk couldn't follow basic jail protocols, how could he possibly be trusted on pretrial release? Those phone violations became just one piece of a growing pile of leaked communications that fed hip-hop media and social platforms. That Fed's case is built like a chess game, snitches, and potential life sentences. Prosecutors allege Durk orchestrated the entire scheme, promising money and music industry opportunities to F members in exchange for carrying out a hit on Quando Rondo. Authorities argue this wasn't some spur-of-the-moment beef, but a calculated, multi-state conspiracy involving serious planning, big money, and coordinated moves across cities. Investigators claim 5 associates traveled from Chicago to Los Angeles using Durk's credit card to cover flights and hotels, then attempted the assassination with multiple firearms and allegedly modified into a fully automatic weapon. The scope of the operation, combined with the resources used, makes it look far from random street violence. According to reports, the case file now includes over 200,000 pages of evidence during exchange, from financial records and travel documents to surveillance footage and, most damaging, recordings from a confidential informant who had allegedly been wired up for years. Even more chilling, however, are the threats surfacing from Durk's enemies while he's been locked down. In one viral clip, a man claiming to be one of Durk's rivals issues a brutal warning, underscoring the level of hatred and violence circling this case.
Because if I get home for him, I'm gonna kill his kids, man.
Stop playing with me. You just say if you get home before him, you gonna kill his kids. Come on, gang.
Hey, it is what it is.
Come on, gang. You been in jail
I hope he get home.
100,000
I'm
years.
praying. I need him to get home.
Come on, gang.
Hey, it is what it is. Come on, gang. You've been in jail. I need him to get home. Come on, gang. That chilling threat against Durk's shorties highlights just how deadly serious the street conflicts are. Rethysime conflicts federal prosecutors say fueled the alleged murder-for-hire plot. One of the most explosive elements in this case is the federal government's key informant, whose identity has sparked non-stop debate in hip-hop circles. Prosecutors are leaning heavily on evidence gathered by a confidential informant who reportedly wore a wire for years, collecting recordings and details that link Durk to the conspiracy, while court filings keep the informant's name sealed. Rumors across the culture point to Gemma, longtime member who walked free in 2022 after serving 12 years for attempted murder. If true, it's a betrayal that cuts deep. In a resurfaced 2023 interview, Jem openly credited Durk for holding him down while locked up, sending money, showing love, even name-dropping him in lyrics. That public loyalty now stands in stark contrast to allegations of him cooperating with the feds, creating a narrative that feels like a modern-day betrayal saga ripped straight out of the trenches. Hip-hop commentators have dissected this twist in one standout breakdown. Hood Educated explains how the informant's cooperation fits perfectly into the federal playbook: strategic, patient, and devastating.
This co-conspirator who was unnamed. Check it out, right? This how cold-blooded this unnamed co-conspirator is. Let me show you the power of this unnamed co-conspirator. He offered money. Not only that,
the analysis highlights just how methodical the federal investigation has been, with prosecutors carefully building their case around a cooperative witness. In October 2024, leaked footage showed Jem eating McDonald's during an interrogation. At one point, he glanced at the camera, an image that instantly turned into memes and jokes online about him snitching for a Big Mac. While funny to some, the clip underscores a much deeper issue. In hip-hop culture, where silence is seen as a code of honor, cooperation with law enforcement represents one of the worst betrayals imaginable. The feds, however, aren't limiting their scope to the Quando Rondo case. Their probe has uncovered patterns of alleged criminal activity stretching back years. Media personality DJ Academics, who has closely followed Durk's legal battles, explained how law enforcement has pursued him relentlessly. He recalled how, after Durk and King Von were involved in a shooting in Atlanta, Chicago detectives traveled all the way down south just to testify at a pre-trial hearings to keep Durk behind bars. That move revealed the multi-jurisdictional effort that has been targeting him, suggesting today's federal indictment is really the culmination of a long-running pursuit. Academics went further, quoting detectives who allegedly admitted their obsession with Durk. "We've been trying to get this mother we couldn't get him." He reminded fans that Durk had already beaten 3 serious gun cases in the past, which makes the current federal charges all the more critical from a prosecutorial standpoint. Meanwhile, Durk's own mindset about the gravity of his situation has been exposed in another leaked jail communication where he appears to show a dangerous level of brain.
I know how to move, and I know what not